Kyle here from allmediareviews.blogspot.com. Quick video on Tuesday evening here. I wanted to show, I got in the mail the Bubblemath album, the third one. It comes out, actually I should pull that up. It's not out yet. Today's Tuesday, June 14th. I believe it doesn't come out till the 24th, so a week from Friday. But, you know, with the pre-orders and stuff like that, I just ordered it, I think just through, I mean, they were showing the pre-orders and stuff like that, Turf Ascension. Yeah, I think it was through the Bandcamp. And they just shipped it to me. I mean, the truth is, not that I promoted it a ton, but I've been a supporter of Bubblemath for, 20 years, a little over 20 years, whenever I had them on the radio and stuff like that. I've only listened to it once, put it on my computer and stuff like that. I'll have to try to put it on my flash drive in my car soon. Sometime the next 2 days. The next 2 days I'm going to be at work, except that doesn't make sense because I got training, so I don't know. Probably won't be hearing it till maybe in the car, or I don't know. I'll be listening to it some in the next few days. It's 4 tracks. I mean, you can find it on the Bandcamp page, I think, too. But I can't really comment because when I was listening to it in the background today, I was talking to my mother-in-law because she's here because of the hot weather and stuff like that here in Minnesota and Upper Midwest. Much of the country, it's heat advisories, mid-90s, and but it's 4 tracks. Surface Tension, 17 minutes, almost 18 minutes. Everything, 10 minutes. Decrypted, 10 minutes and 13 seconds. Decrypted, 9:57, and Refused, 10:55. I mean, the only thing I'll say is that I think it resembles more of Edit Peptide than their first record, Such Fine Particles of the Universe. Naturally, that was only 5 years ago, and they kind of wrote the 2 records. Some of the stuff kind of, I think, was written around the same time. The thing is, I support them, they're from my hometown, prog rock band. There just aren't that many. I mean, them and Galactic Cowboy Orchestra are the most maybe well-known to a small degree on the progressive rock scene, like everything. Show this again. All the lyrics, CD itself, Turf Ascension. Turf Ascension, which is weird because, yeah, Surface Tension is this, which I think of that Rush song. I think it's Grand Designs has that line, that line mentioning surface tension. Yeah, I think off of Power Windows. But anyway, I doubt it's a reference or they got that from. It's more of a scientific thing, like a lot of Bubblemath stuff is. But yeah, it's going to take some time to listen to. I kind of suspect some of them, these pieces, these 4 tracks, it's composed almost like Tales from Tropic Oceans or Relay or something like that, where there aren't any short tracks, on cuneiform, by the way, of course, I think that the last one was on cuneiform too. They were on Wayside Music, or they were being distributed to Wayside, so they always had a connection with cuneiform, but a lot of their music tends to kind of, I wouldn't say meander's the best word, but they like to kind of stretch their ideas out. And sometimes I'm totally, completely attentive toward that, and other times I'm kind of waiting for that moment that I love, which I'm totally guilty of. There's a lot of music like that happens where I like moments, or there's moments in the song that are just okay, and then it builds to that part that I love, but so I don't know. I haven't really listened to it. I just received it, and again, it's over a week early, which is nice because most times with pre-orders they arrive much later, like a few days later, or could be even that much later than just like the Family Crest records. So yeah, I mean, I'll give it a go and see how I sort of feel about it. Again, I want to support them. Even though I generally with the kind of prog, busy, long-winded stuff, it's very hit and miss for me. And of late, the last 10 years or more, a lot of my taste, a long epic generally has to, I'll know when it totally works for me and when it's just kind of I get part of it is just when I'm interested in listening to it. A lot of people loved Edit Peptide from 2017. I liked it. I liked some of the moments, but I haven't listened to it a lot since. That's the sad thing. So that's what I was just thinking about. It's like, how much have I listened to Edipeptide in the last 5 years? A couple times, maybe. So I would like to believe that I listened to this more. I want to give it more time. So I wanted to bring up one or two points in the last video, the blog I did, the video log I did yesterday. I've had some, going through the stuff, doing it quickly, some information. The Kevin Gilbert release that's expected is not going to be one disc. I was thinking it was one disc. Let's see here. It's going to be an assortment of discs based on those eras, because the way the picture was showing, the image was showing, showed, each one of those eras, like shaming, the stuff that's from the shaming period that's referred to isn't going to be on the multi-disc, which is just weird. Let's see here. Pull it up again. Not that one. KMG Archives, and they're showing the Shaming of the True, NRG, Giraffe, Toy Matinee, Thud, and Caviar. So it's not one CD that's $20. They're going to be $20 per disc. I didn't read this correctly. I didn't really fully follow this when I read this. But it's going to be probably one CD, probably one disc worth of those, audio recordings from different eras within, the demos, unreleased tracks, alternate mixes, live soundboard recordings. The only thing about that is the Thud stuff. I mean, I'm sure there's still some stuff in there, but it's interesting to think of that, the anniversary, 2015 20th anniversary book that I've shown many times on here that has so much stuff that I've listened to and I still need to do a proper video for. There's already so much on those extra 2 discs itself. How much more? I mean, I guess if it's just one disc, but among all of those, I mean, naturally, I put Shaming aside because of the multi-disc, but this is supposed to be separate from, it's like, the material that would be on this would not be part of that multi-disc. So, but the Shaming stuff would be the number one thing in that group. Besides that, I'm kind of thinking, actually, Caviar. Only in that there's probably some stuff in there that was not, like, mastered, but there's probably a lot of stuff that he wrote, that was written, that was composed, at least was demoed, that didn't make the Caviar sessions, which I always considered Caviar sessions demos anyways of a sort. But I mean, the Giraffe stuff, I'm sure there's some stuff that was on that, the You Are Here podcast they mentioned with the guys from Giraffe back in 2021. C-Spot Run, that kind of stuff. There's some music. I mean, the Giraffe stuff would definitely be highly curious. The Toy Matinee stuff, that's interesting because while they did have a lot of money and they spent a fair amount of time with it, I don't know. I'm wondering what access they have to that. I don't know. I mean, every one of those kind of has its own curiosity. NRG, I would imagine the fidelity and the sort of time frame of when that came out. Some of the stuff from Call Me Kai, I gotta imagine, would be somewhat in that vein. It would resemble some of the Call Me Kai. Now, the mastering on Call Me Kai is terrific. It's been the remastering where the Johnny Kuhnberg did. So, anyway, but I mean, I guess as a personal fanboy, fanatic, lifer fan of Kevin Gilbert, all of this stuff holds intrigue, but for different reasons. I just have kind of like a higher level of curiosity to some of them. So I don't know. But the other note I didn't mention, I was talking about Philip Baker Hall, and I mean he was in all his Paul Thomas Anderson films. I was wrong about his age. He wasn't 48 when he started. He was 38 because he started in 1970 according to what I looked at on IMDb. So that would have made he was 90 now. That was 40. That was 40 whatever that would be. That would be 50. That was 52 years ago. So 52 plus 38 is 90. If I'm doing the math correctly. I don't do the arithmetic in my head. So. I don't have an edit function like I do on the text, but yeah, I'm still kind of going through some of those clips from Philip Baker Hall, and but yeah, so that's more or less the sort of extended video or abbreviated video blog for today. Like I said, I'm not going to be on for another week. This week, I guess I could just quickly go over what's coming out. There's not a lot. I mean, a lot of big releases this week, I don't think. Let me just look here quickly. Because the main thing, a lot of the main records are coming out in a couple weeks. And is Porcupine Tree coming out this week? No, it's not. Wait, hold on. Foles is Foles' album Life Is Yours is coming out, and that's the only thing I have listed right now for the records on. Tim Bonus, No Man worked with Steven Wilson, not Porcupine Tree. Butterfly Mind is supposed to be coming out this week. Darren Gray's Phalaris, who they toured with Fair to Midland many years ago, the first time I ever saw them. But Foles is the main one, but I'm basically not expecting nearly as much of this Foles record. I love basically every Foles record, but to varying degrees. But their bass player left, and bass player, I think it's the bass player, the keyboardist. One of them, they're a 3-piece now, and the singles they released. I don't know how many. I only listened to a few of them, going back to last year in 2021. Sounded pretty poppy, not necessarily in my the way I'm like, but you know what? I haven't heard it. Maybe it'll surprise me. I'm a big Foles fan. Even if I'm not crazy about that record, I will certainly still support them, pay attention to them, and see what they do after it. I would go see them live for sure if I could. It's the week after the Bubblemath album comes out. Turf Ascension, Coheed and Cambria, and Porcupine Tree. So those 3 records, those are continuation. I haven't listened to the second or third Porcupine Tree single, but then the week after that, Kardashev, that came out a few weeks ago. The week after that, July 1st, is when the Deer Hunter album Antimai comes out. Humphreys McGee, as I mentioned yesterday, those are the 2 big ones. Derek Sherinian has a record too, the next few weeks is a few big releases. The biggest one is the Deer Hunter Antimai, but I gotta catch up on some of this stuff that I haven't. Another record I forgot about, The Warning, which I don't think I mentioned on. Maybe I did on a previous video blog. The band The Warning are putting out their album Air, which is going to include all the songs from Mayday plus the Money track that they released a few months ago, and they played on the tour. But it's got some other songs. I don't know if it's a concept album, but it might be of sorts. I know the Warning fans will probably correct me on this. I appreciate it. Anyway, my coworker is going to be obsessed with it, like a lot of the Warning fanatic army people on Discord and on the Patreon and everything. I'm going to definitely pay attention. It's Air spelled in all caps, so I forgot about that. That's coming out the same week as Porcupine Tree. So the 24th has Bubblemath, Coheed and Cambria, Porcupine Tree, and The Warning. So that's kind of it's like one of the couple of weeks back in May when we had 3 or 4 records. So also the Neil Morse Band has a live record, but I'm not really into the Neil Morse Band that much. So anyway, like I said, are you looking forward to stuff like the new Bubblemath? If you order it now, you might get it early. What are you looking forward to? Hopefully you're staying cool in this kind of crazy heat wave, which we get every so often, but it never is easy to deal with. But thank you for watching. We'll see you next time, or next week. One more release to mention that I didn't mention a few weeks ago. Frou Frou, the Imogen Heap, what's his Stigsworth? Guy Stigsworth, I think his name is? Yeah. Side project. Actually, it was after the only Frou Frou full-length album came out after Imogen Heap's debut album, what is it? I can't even remember it now. In *98, but it wasn't before her sort of breakthrough. Speak for Yourself in 2000. It was before her breakthrough album of sorts. Speak for Yourself in 2005, which some people consider her debut album, but I forget the name of it. I have it. I showed it in the video. Anyway, iMegaphone. But they released Imogen Heap and Guy Sigworth as Frou Frou released old demos. It was a release in June 3rd. It's an EP, just an EP titled Offcuts, which because I know some tracks were released I want to say late last year or earlier this year. Earlier this year, 1 or 2 of them, and I've listened to some of them, but not with headphones. And the problem is I would do it at work. I should put it on my flash drive. I haven't done that yet. I do it at work, but I got training again the next 2 days, and I'm off Friday, so And that may suggest, I've got stuff going on. I might be able to make a video on Friday. If not, then the following Monday and Tuesday when I'm off as well. But my birthday's coming up on Monday. But yeah, the Frou Frou EP offcuts. So maybe I'll do a follow-up video about both that and some of these other. I'll just do like a new albums reviews sometime soon if I have the time, and I'll include that. It's only like 5 or 6 songs, but it's the first new Frou Frou music, new of sorts, new released in like whatever it is, almost 20 years. I think the Frou Frou album came out in either 2003 or 2004. Let's see, the debut album, which I can't even, Details, and that was 2000. It was a few years before Speak for Yourself. I remember that. Was it 2004? 2004? Were they active? Or maybe it was 2002. 2002. Okay. I've never been, as I explained in that Imogen Heap video, I've never been a massive Frou Frou fan. I've liked them, but I kind of see her best work being basically her solo records, and the Frou Frou stuff being okay. Being good, rather than okay, it's probably selling it short, and I have it. I don't have it on vinyl, though. If I ever find if I see Details, maybe I would look to buy it if it's not too pricey. But yeah, I think a lot of people are really liking it. The thing that's unfortunate is that this is not newly written music. This was just stuff that hadn't been released, that was maybe recorded for a follow-up after Details came out in 2002. I don't know. So anyway, I'll have to do a little more reading about it and just get my take on it, and maybe I'll end up doing a separate video. Unfortunately, I think it's just digital, so I can't show anything. I'd have to put the image in the video. So anyway, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.